Hello and welcome. And today we're revisiting a very, very important, a foundational, fundamental concept, and that is process. The magic is in the process. I'll explain more in just a moment. If you're new to the channel, if you're new to the live stream, welcome. So glad to have you here. My name is Bill DeWeese. I've been recording voiceovers professionally full time since 2006. I've recorded over 10,000 paid voiceover projects. I'm a voiceover coach and demo producer, written a couple of books on voiceover to help you along the way. My latest is Get Paid Using Your Voice, Get Found, Get Heard, Get Hired. This is the ultimate roadmap for voiceover. It'll take you from where you're at to where you want to go, step by step. So you can check it out. There's a link below in the description for the digital download and audiobook as well. And I try to remember to say this every day. And if I haven't, if it's been a while, forgive me, but I think maybe I mentioned it yesterday. If I didn't, I should. And that is thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks for your subscriptions. Thank you for sharing. Thanks for the likes and the thumbs up and all that. It means a whole lot. And it really helps to make sure that YouTube it tweaks the algorithm to tell them that, okay, people like this, they find it meaningful. So therefore, we will share it with more people who are interested in finding out about voiceover. So thank you for that. How many of you guys would like to add another revenue stream to your voiceover business? By a show of hands, or how about by a show of yes in the live chat? How many of you would like to add an additional stream of revenue to your voiceover business? Just put yes in the live chat this morning. Well, yeah, there we go. Well, yeah, look at that. There we go. Yeah, of course. Wouldn't we all? Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're building a business. We're building marketing channels. We're adding spokes to the proverbial marketing wheel. That's how we build a stable and secure voiceover business. And if you're not doing that, if you're only relying on one thing, like let's say an agent, for instance, or maybe you've got one or two clients and you're hoping and praying that they never leave you, which by the way, always happens at some point in time. Um, at some point, yeah, at some point in time, I've got clients I've had most of my career, but there have been way more that have gone out of business, or they found that they wanted to change a voice, all that kind of stuff. So point is, you've got to have these multiple spokes. That's what this coming Tuesday, that's July the 30th, we've got a class going on taught by none other than Rob Reider, who's a highly successful air show announcer and has a background in television as well, who will be teaching a class on teaching you how you can go out and find work as a live event announcer. If you haven't thought about this for voiceover, it's something to give serious consideration. And if you're not sure about it, come to the class, check it out, get all the information, because it's a great way to get into something that's not there. And you talk about no competition. I mean, how many people do you know that are going out trying to get live event announcing jobs? My guess is most of you probably don't know anybody, or very few at most. So this is a great opportunity. There's a link below in the description. You can check all that out. So let's take a second or two to talk about process. Process, not results. Now, results, yeah, you need a goal. We all need a goal or goals that we're heading toward. The process is the plan that we use to get there. The magic, here's the thing. I'm a big believer in what I can control. And I really try hard. I'm not always real good at it, but I try hard to let go of the things I can't control. We can't control results. That's something you need to internalize that, because if you haven't come to grips with that, you'll live a very disappointed life. We don't have complete control over results. We just don't. What we have total control over is the process. The magic is in the process. The process is the stuff that we do every day to move us forward in the direction that we want to go. It's the nitty-gritty. It's the mundane sometimes. Sometimes it's the big hassle. It's the stuff that sometimes it's fun and sometimes the process can be exciting. Certainly, yes. But oftentimes it's not. And I think that's a big reason why a lot of people who don't hang around in voiceover or business in general, it's because they're not always excited and energized by the process. That's life. It's a matter of learning the discipline of the process, because the process will bring the rewards. Now, you may, as I said, we don't completely control the results. It's interesting. Sometimes we don't get exactly what we want, or it takes longer than we think, or sometimes it gets better than when I got into voiceover, my goal was to make $50,000 a year. And to make that was a huge deal. But to think that I could have made, what I go on from there and grow multi six-figure income, I mean, that really wasn't on the radar. So, sometimes you can actually overshoot your results, which is a nice thing to do. But my point this morning is it doesn't happen unless you follow the process, you follow the roadmap, you discipline yourself to do the stuff that you need to do every day to get there. And by the way, if you're saying to yourself this morning, well, I'd love to do the process. I don't care how mundane it might be. I want to do it because I want to get there, but I'm not sure what that is. Well, that's why I did create the voiceover blueprint. It's voiceover school. It's voiceover university. It is the process. It's the stuff you learn. It's the practices you need to do. It's the information. It's the training. It's the support. It's everything that you need to get the result that you're looking for. And I've got many of you who are on this morning are in my voiceover blueprint program. Some of you have been in for years. This is not like an event, like a day or a week. This is a school. It's a continuing education. It's continuing support and growth. And if you want to learn more about that, then I've got a link below in the description for you. If you haven't done so, make sure you check into the live chat here. Just let me know where you're watching or listening from this morning, because I like to do shout outs in the morning. One of my favorite parts of the day. And first in today was Galen in Cincinnati. Hey, Galen, how are you doing? Ethan, what's up in Toronto, Ontario? Cloudy Toronto, Ontario. By the way, let me just say quickly, this morning we had like a torrential downpour. I washed all my sneakers last night. I must have had like 4 or 5 pair out sitting on the patio last night. I had it to dry, and this morning we had a torrential downpour. But even though I had to run out in the rain to pull all those sneakers in, I was grateful because of a big yard renovation that we're doing. We laid a bunch of sod, and it's been crazy. Vicky and I have been dragging sprinklers all over the yard, every day, trying to keep it wet. So to have the rain that we have today is a blessing for sure. Mike in Oak Island, North Carolina, Jim, Memphis, John in Rhinebeck, Mark in Montreal, Emma in Huntington Beach, Jason. And by the way, I love seeing names that just pop up every morning. A lot of you guys are here all the time, and I notice that, and I really appreciate it. Jason says, good morning from rainy Denham Springs, Louisiana. I think I have my commercial demo ready to go. Jason, the voiceover bell of success rings for you this morning. Get it out there. Make it happen. Rebecca in Michigan, Marla in Texas, Philip in Tokyo, pushing forward through difficulties. Phil, hang in there, man. I'm sorry about the difficulties. I'm glad to hear you're pushing through. Rusty, and by the way, that's the process right there. Rusty, good morning to you in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Just started hosting a morning show today on radio. Any tips as to being more energetic and talented without sounding forced? Well, that's morning radio, something I know a little bit about. Spent most of my 24 years in radio. I did all manner of things, but most of that time I also spent doing morning shows. And let me just say, one of my big secrets is found in this cup right here. It's a little thing called coffee. I'll never forget my first gig was actually, I was like 21 years old, right out of school. And it was a morning show. And I didn't drink coffee. And I remember one morning the receptionist came down and said, "Can I get you some coffee?" And I said, "No, thanks." And here's the thing: I lived an hour and a half away from this was a radio station in the Columbus, Ohio area, and at the time I was living in Mount Vernon, Ohio. And I was driving an hour and a half in the morning, getting up at 3:30 in the morning to be there to do the show. She says, "I think you might want to try some." I did, and I've never looked back. So it starts off with coffee. And the other thing is you don't focus on your voice and being a morning show host. You focus on the content. You focus on if you focus on the content and your audience, everything else will fall in line. Because remember, the show's not about you. The show's about the people who are listening. So you're not doing a performance. What you're trying to do is relate to your audience. And I could go on and on about morning show stuff. I loved doing morning radio. JR, what's up in sunny Austin, Texas? Happy hump day to you. Kansas City checking in. Melissa in San Diego. Mike in Spanish Fort, Alabama. Julie, how are you in Hummelstown, Pennsylvania? Wayne in Port Orchard, Washington. Nephi in Knoxville, one of my favorite cities in all the world. It's where my mother grew up. We've got Gene in Dallas, Fort Worth. Daisha, Buffalo, New York. Doug in Greensboro, North Carolina. GS in Longview, Washington. Jay checking in from the A. Jay from the A, as in Atlanta. Hey, by the way, what happened? I know the Reds beat Atlanta 2 nights ago. Last night they were in a rain delay. And did that game ever get played? I don't even know if it got played, and so which means I don't know who won last night. Go Reds. Joy, how are you doing in Southfield, Michigan? Scotty, good morning to you in smoky, hazy Brookings, South Dakota. Hashtag weather report. Good morning, Mr. Ed in Miami. Daisha, hello. Patty, Palm Desert, California. Let's see here. Dennis, a bunch of yeses here for people who are wanting to add another stream of income to their voiceover business. Again, link below in the description for the class next Tuesday night. You're going to love it. Dennis in Pasadena, California. We got Tanya in South Philly. Gregory, good morning from far north Dallas. Who got his first audiobook gig? Gregory says, this guy, Gregory. The voiceover bell of success rings for you this morning. Congrats. That's fantastic. Becky's saying she wants a smooth ride with many spokes. Absolutely. It's way more fun than a bumpy, unpredictable, broken down ride, for sure. Today is 7/24. Yes, it is. Your advice is available 24/7. Thanks from Martha's Vineyard. The time is now. Yeah, that was clever. Thank you. Theo, happy hump day to all from the happy heights of downtown Chicago, overlooking the river, practicing my announcer voice in anticipation of Rob's upcoming training. Theo, I can envision you being an air show announcer for the Chicago Air Show. And when that happens, let me know, because I want to be there for your first show. Would that not be an amazing thing? And I've gone to the Dayton Air Show a number of times, but I've never been to the Chicago Air Show, and I just live down the street. So that would be enough reason, Theo, for me to come. Luis in Oxnard, California. James in Deming, New Mexico. Good morning from Southern California. We've got Mike checking in from York, PA, on the open road today, coming back from Philly. A good morning huddle is a great way to pass the time. Thank you, Mike. Glad you could be here. And Rob, our instructor for Tuesday night, checking in. Howdy from Loveland. Already in the booth today, and grade kids coming over soon. Oh, man, it doesn't get any better than that. I love that, Rob. Of course, that's the reason we moved where we did. My grandkids are 3 doors down. They can come and go as they please. They come in, they raid the pantry, and then they leave. It's great fun. Hey, Jim, how you doing? Can't afford school. Sorry, listening to all the free stuff, plus your book, making it so far. Hey, that's great, Jim. That's wonderful. And that's why this channel's here. 1,300 videos, It's free information, and I hope you gorge yourself on it. I mean, use it. That's why it's there. Alan, good morning to you from Palm Desert, California. We've got Jim in Binghamton, New York, getting ready to retire from my 9 to 5 after 25 years and making my office the VO booth I built in my walk-in closet. Well, congrats on your upcoming retirement, and congrats where you're going with this, Jim. That's fantastic. Love it. Wally, ever working on the process. Thanks, Bill. Annapolis, Maryland. All right, Wally. Hey, Theo, the like percentage is over 50%. 56 on the stream and 26 likes. And we're now up to 30. That's great, but let's take it up to 100. Yes, indeed. Hit that like button, y'all. Thank you, Theo, for that. My main hype man. Mary Winkle checking another blueprinter from New Jersey. Hey, Mary, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Jason, good morning to you in Newport, Oregon. And we got Florida checking in. Theo says the Chicago Air and Water Show is epic. Now I have my target. Amen. Yes, you do. Fantastic, guys. Thanks for being here. So much appreciated. Don't forget to go below, click the link. Make sure you get into that class for Tuesday night. And if you want to find out more about the blueprint, all that information, all my stuff's down there below in the description. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon.